This, my friends, this is how you do an episode. Why? It's like someone traveled forward in time from when they were making this show, watched these videos, listened to every little teeny weeny little nitpick I have, and then went back in time and wrote a story addressing all of it. I have nothing bad to say about this one. Nothing. Action is good. The writing is good. The references are good. It's a rewarding watch on all levels. I just rewatched it because I wanted to be pumped when I talked about it. I wanted that energy. Paradise Lost Part 1 is good. No, screw good. It is gorgeous. If Part 2 sucks, I haven't watched Part 2. If Part 2 sucks, the vlog for that one is just going to be 10 minutes of me screaming profanity. This is how you do it. I'll try. I'll try to go through why without descending into. I could talk for an hour about this episode, and I'm gonna try to distill it. First of all, let's start with the literary references and the folklore and the mythology. Now it's really a Wonder Woman story, which then you have the Greek and all that stuff. But the villain in the piece is Felix Faust. Now Faust comes from a story traditionally of German folklore, but over the years got more and more complicated with more layers. It was popularized into English by Christopher Marlowe's The Tragedy of Dr. Faustus. I wish I actually had a copy of that. I just have my copy of Norton English. And it added more Christian and other layers and made it kind of a mishmash, but the same central story of the deal with the devil. In this case, it's Faust making a deal with Hades, so you have that crossover of, the god of the underworld, except we're going with, another mythology, but it still works. And it even goes further because it even blends it more because the title is Paradise Lost, which is an epic poem written by John Milton. What other time do I get to bust out my giant book of John Milton? Never. And of course, all that stuff is a blending of an oldie, but, well, I don't know if goodie, but the Bible. And this Bible has been with me since I went to Catholic high school. Yes, I went to Catholic high school, shockingly. And I found this laying on the floor after I'd lost mine. This is a found floor Bible, full of weird little notes of passages I've never bothered to look back up. And who knows whose the original owner this is. I don't know. I just find it interesting that I have this beat-to-snot Bible that I've pretty much rescued from probably ending up in a dumpster. Anyways, so that's all packed into this episode. And that's all, and it's none of it's, browbeating you over the head. It's all just there for anyone who knows anything about this stuff to find. It's not like, here, let me explain this reference. And no, it's like, here's all this stuff. If you know this stuff, the light goes on, and you go, wow, this is really, I like how they're blending this and building this, and how the Faust story became kind of a blend of different things over the years. And that's really, really, really smart. Damn smart. Second of all, the internal logic of the story is great. It plays with expectations. Every time I sat there and I watched, I was like, oh, they're going to do this, and this is going to be the cliche story, and that'll probably be a solid episode, but, okay, I'll go with that. And then, no. Starts out with, like, a storm in Metropolis or whatever. I'm not 100% sure if it's Metropolis. And you think, oh, it'll be the Justice League reacting to this natural disaster and having to save people, and maybe it's the Weather Wizard or something. Nope. Wonder Woman's helping Superman out, saves a little girl named Cassie, a little blonde girl named Cassie, which I have to assume is a reference to Cassie Sandsmark, the current Wonder Girl. And then they have the whole thing, like she gets back to her mother, and Diana feels bad because she hasn't talked to her mother since she left. And then so she's going to go see her. And you think, oh, well, it'll be her having to prove that the men are not that bad, the world of men is not that bad, and maybe there'll be some resistance or something. No. She gets there, it's screwed up. It's all wrecked. Her entire people are turned to stone. And Felix Faust was the one who did it. And they, okay, and he's like, here, you can beat me up, but then you don't get your people back. But if you go get these doodads, I'll release them. Wink, wink. I'll release them. Sure, I will. So the second she agrees because she really doesn't have a play. She leaves. What's the first thing she does? I thought, oh no, this is going to be one of those where she's running counterpoint to the Justice League, and she's so pressed for time she can't talk, and then they're fighting, and that's a good story. I can see how that'd be fun, but all right. But then it doesn't do that. The first thing she does is, she doesn't know crap about Faust. What does she do? Call Batman! Yes! Call Batman! He can do a background check. That's a Batman thing. And they even add later in the episode a little tidbit where you can see him following up on shit. Yes! This is all you need to do. Just fill the little holes, take a 2-second scene. Make this stuff work. I've been complaining this entire series so far about if they would just take 2 seconds to say this, no, this wouldn't be a problem. In this one, they do that. So she doesn't have time to talk, and I'm thinking, oh, no, it's okay. Well, they'll still probably do the her having to fight the League or whatever plot. So she enters this museum, has to fight this one thing, and Superman shows up and says, well, what the hell? You think, oh, boy, here we go. Here we go. Nope. She stays and actually explains the situation because she knows, and she admits Faust is probably going to screw her over. And the League, instead of being like, well, we can't abide by you doing this, or we don't understand what you're doing, so we're going to stop you, Martian Manhunter just goes, I guess we'll have to help you. There we go! Moving forward! Cowabunga! Alright, they don't really have a play. They need to get these fragments for whatever, just even for a bargaining chip, they need something. So, they have to do this anyways. So they split up. And here's the third great thing. Everyone gets to be a badass. I'll get back to my second point briefly, but so they all split up. They're all fighting stuff. It's Flash and the Manhunter, both of them really haven't had much to do. But here, they work together. I mean, they have Flash being jokey Flash, but then he, finds a fragment in 2 seconds, but this giant monster pops out. Flash has to kind of help keep the Martian Manhunter safe for a while from fire. which, if you know John Jones, he's definitely afraid of fire. They don't have that in the episode, but you go, wow, I bet someone was thinking about that when they put that in there. Yes! You don't have to beat me over the head with it, but that's really smart. You are smart. And he spares John, gets him a chance to breathe. And John is like, he's like, you get away, I'll handle this. And he just ups and punches the monster right in the face, knocks it out. Flash turns to him like, remind me never to make you mad. Yes, Martian Manhunter is shown in this episode to be able to kick a bunch of ass. He's that strong, he's that powerful, and finally we get to see him just beat the crap out of something. Yes. And finally, we get, you know how I said, oh, they're gonna do the heroes fighting the hero, the one hero does, they don't really understand what's going on. They have that. They still manage to have that. One of the fragments makes the other one view the monster, which is really kind of a clever scene. And then you have Superman and Wonder Woman fighting, and it's a big fun fight. Yes! You managed to not do the cliche and still get the benefit. I cannot stop being happy about this. This is so great. Please, part 2 don't suck. Please don't suck. And there's even some social commentary in there. They throw in social commentary. One of the fragments is in a mall, and they're talking about, it's not really, deep or let us ponder this, but they have some social commentary about women's clothing and consumerism. And all of this is in a 24-minute episode. And then you have to take into account they still have that shit intro that wastes everyone's time and looks like crap. So let's knock them in. They have 23 minutes. Oh, and the end credits. So let's give them 22. 22 minutes to get all this stuff, all of it, and put it together. And they did. I could do little teensy-weensy if I really wanted. I'd have to work on it, nitpicks. No, not doing it. At that point, I'm not pointing out things that are wrong in the story. I'm trying to find something wrong. This story works. End of story. This is what I was waiting for. This is the level of writing. This is the level of talent and the level of art I expected when I watched the Secret Origins Part 1, which I thought was really good and put together fantastically. If they just have an okay ending, this will be the best so far. I know I said The Enemy Below was the best so far. They could have just a mediocre, piddly ending, and this will be the best arc so far. So, please, part 2 don't suck. Talk to you later.